The year was, tragically bookended by terrorist attacks in Paris. And in both cases, it was actually pictures from the reaction that I think summed up more of the sense of defiance that came from the Parisians. And that was actually clearer, I think, in the Charlie Hebdo attacks and the aftermath of that, when you had that huge, mass of humanity with carrying that little cutout, black and white series of posters putting together the spectacles and eyes of Sharb, the Charlie Hebdo editor. At the first glance, I genuinely don't know whether that girl is having the time of her life or absolutely hating it. Transpires it was the latter. I thought I'd seen every photograph of Saint-Firmin, of the running of the bulls and the festival and the party. It's a hardy annual. That picture was truly something different and really stands out. Possibly my favourite picture of the year, actually. The Nicola Sturgeon picture is really in the set because, frankly, of all the political leaders in the election, she emerged as the standout winner. Unlike many of her counterparts in leading other parties, she could not have been throughout the campaign closer to her electorate. She could not spend enough time with crowds of voters, and she became Queen of the Selfie, absolute undisputed during that campaign. The Trump image, and I have to remember, as far as I remember, it says, "Thank you, Lord Jesus, for President Trump." The expressions on the people in the crowd, the sign itself, tells you everything you need to know. The photographer is actually an awfully long way away from Glastonbury tour to be able to shoot that, and it was so it has the effect of drawing the moon a little bit closer. The light on it is just perfect, so it's at dusk, where the moon is well illuminated, and there is still enough light in the sky just to be able to make out the details on the tour, on the tower itself, with the little individual people for scale just silhouetted against the moon. It's spot on. It's perfect. But this is a very quiet moment after dark, with a number of funeral pyres burning on the side of the river in Kathmandu. The earthquake being in Nepal, the general reaction from the Nepalese that I seem to glean, and from the photographers that I talk to on the ground, seemed to be an incredibly stoic acceptance of the fact that this had happened, and lives went on, and there was a sort of calmness and a strange tranquility to it. And I think this picture sums up quite a lot of that. That photograph it's a very simple photograph and a very simple set of photographs. It was a controversial photograph because it was published in newspapers, which I think was fantastic, because I think that moved people, and I think it was circulated widely on social media, and it made people think about the migrant crisis in a totally different way.